Hey, beautiful Renee. Oh my gosh, I was just talking about your insane freaking quantum leap growth. Um, Growth blows my mind. So basically, and then also Ginger messaged me and said that she sent me the picture of you guys hanging out last night in Buenos Aires, and I was like, that is so cool. So that's amazing. I'm glad you guys got to hang out. She just said that she hadn't been on the calls because she's traveling, which I totally understand. So just celebrating you and all your juiciness. I just love it. I had told Heather and Lindsay, yeah, celebrating you and I just love seeing I don't know, your quantum leap. I try not to use that terminology because I feel like it could be misleading, but that's really what has happened in your life in the last few months that we've been working together. Okay, so the what I asked Lindsay and Heather is, did they dialogue with the other part? So, last week we did dialoguing with our business. And so I want to know if you ended up dialoguing with money. And I want to know how it's been for you feeling into doing the aligned action that came from dialoguing with your business. Does that make sense when I'm asking you? So just getting a baseline for the group. And then, yeah. And then let me know how that's going. Yeah. And that's fine. You know it's right for you. I and that's why I'm splitting the membership. I'm still doing that. What I've really come to understand is that some people are still in this very much like nervous system regulation healing phase, and we can still make a lot of money doing that. And this container is more like, let's take action, let's be in action, let's sell, like whatever. And I'm noticing the need for them to be separate containers. And then so what's going to happen basically for you, Lindsay, like I'm gonna do, so what do you guys think? Let me know. I'm gonna just bounce these ideas off of you. So I think I want my entry level membership to be something like healing through success and money. And so it's just going to be healing work. It's just going to be like really soft healing, like deep, don't get me wrong, but like more soft, not me being like, because I can be a very like hardcore mentor. I can be like, hey, get your ass in gear, let's sell, right? With the right people. If your nervous system is dysregulated, it won't work. It'll just burn you out and you'll crash into the ground, right? So really trying to find the balance of serving you guys in that way. So Lindsay, since you're kind of a founding member, you would actually be grandfathered in and have access to both. But that may be more beneficial to you to just have calls where it's not like goal setting and a hot seat coaching. It's just the nervous system regulation and deep healing work through money and success. The intention is still doing money and success, but just having that deep healing work. And then this container being more for, okay, I need Farron to kind of kick me in gear. I need to talk to her about my business. I need to set my goals, that sort of thing. How does that sound to you guys? If you guys have any reflection there, let me know. And if you don't, that's okay too. Yeah. Okay. I want you to tap into that, Renee, because I want to know, yes, the changes and so many changes. Renee literally just changed countries. She moved from Colombia to Argentina. So lots changing in her world and also just lots changing in her business. And, she's now officially at her highest month ever. Like it's just, lots of things happening. But I am curious, is it really the change or is it something else? And just poking around at that, just being curious, no right or wrong way. So I'm going to hold space for just a minute for you guys to catch up, maybe drop it in the chat. Let me know how things are going. I'm actually just going to walk right back here and just shut this curtain a little bit more because this light's bothering me. So I will be right back. And that way you guys have a minute to actually, I don't even have to turn off my camera. I can just stand up. I'm super OCD, guys. Like stuff like that bothers me. So I just, uh, okay. Okay. More in trust the relationship with my business. I'm ready. Asking me to do. Okay. So how did it go? Like with doing the action steps that your business told you that you needed to do? How did that go? I'm really curious. Was there resistance? Were you able to do it? I know also for you, you were recovering from being sick. You also let go of a position that was really unaligned for you. And then we had this deep healing session plus your book proposal. Guys, I don't know if you guys know, I'm going to be celebrating Heather later today, but I think I've mentioned this before and we've also talked about it in Heartbeat, but a really big publishing company reached out to her about writing a book with them. And I think that's fabulous because the work she does is life changing. And she's been working on her book proposal. We did this deep healing session on Friday. So I feel like also things are also really changing and happening for Heather. So it sounds like all of us are kind of in this space of, things really changing and for me and Lindsay and some of my private clients, I don't want to speak for Heather or Renee because I don't know, but it seems like everybody's just in this weird, just dysregulation of the nervous system. It's super collective. It's a lot going on, and just being able to present that and let it know that it's like totally natural and normal. We go in and out of these phases, and there's nothing wrong with it. And I think just normalizing it will help take the pressure off a little bit, right? So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that. Okay, yes, I haven't literally had a chance to take action. Yeah, so just keep me posted how the action's going. Drop it in the Aligned as Fuck community. Let us know how things are going. Also, when you guys drop how things are going for you and how you're feeling and what's been going on with the nervous system and all of that, it helps me know how to plan out the calls that most support you. So make sure that you're really utilizing Heartbeat for that to have access to me in between. Okay, so what I want to do today is I want to dialogue with the other one. So if we dialogued with our business last week, which most of us did, Lindsay, I don't know if you chose your business or money or you did both, but I want to dialogue with the other one. And then I want to get them on the same page. Oh, good. Okay. I'm really curious. What did your business tell you? I'm really curious because I don't know. I know what Heather and Renee told them, but I don't know about everybody else. And so what I want to do is I want to dialogue with money today. And then we're going to do some alignment work to get money and business on board with each other and kind of see where those action steps, like, they come together. And so that's why I'm asking a lot of questions to get your all's baseline. So if you want to share, and actually, Renee and Heather, if you want to share as well, that might be good to know the baseline of my business told me to do this. And this is kind of what I'm working towards, just to set the baseline of what we're going into with an intention of how we're talking to money. Money for me tends to be a deeper process. When I connect with money, it's a very specific energy. It's very deep. It's very, it's hard to describe when I do it. I don't know if everybody's experienced that way, but when I literally see money as a human, and money to me is extremely like active and lively and wants to tell me all the things. So I'm really excited to do this with you guys and just see where we're all at. So let me know if you guys want about what your business was telling you, just so we have a baseline. A father energy is mostly present, so he's still sturdy. Okay. And that's great. However things show up for you is perfect. But again, poking around because the intention is always to get the instruction of what we need to do if we're not where we want to be. That's always the intention. And maybe you'll get that from dialoguing with money. We'll see. But I find that so this is why I do brain body connection, because our brains can be very, very sneaky. And our brains will tell us, any of you that actually, all of you have done private sessions with me, except for Lindsay, I've called it out when we were in session. Oh, do you see what your brain is trying to do? Your brain is trying to tell you that the work is done or that you're doing it, but it was really like a mechanism to not go deeper. And our brains are really, really smart and tricky like that. So, for example, I do a process, and I'm not going to get into the process, but anyways, your brain will start telling you, oh, it's complete, it's done. And I know as a practitioner, and because I'm tracking the body and how your body is moving and how you're breathing, I know when the processing is done, and it's never done when the brain is telling you it's done. So just being mindful of that. I'm not saying that that's what's going on with you, but as a mentor, that is my job to kind of point that out and be like, hey, if the intention is to have an action step to have the money that we want, and we're not getting that, it's really good to look at why we're not getting that information, because this is specifically designed with my neuroscience backed framework to bypass your conscious mind to access information that you didn't have previously. Told me to be more attentive to my audience. Just reach out, go for it. Yeah. And it was more about not being in a box. And I'm really curious for you how that felt around making your offers different, right? That was a big thing for you of not being in a box. It's also what we worked on in our private detailing session. really getting clear on going for those big offers. So, is it the email or is it the different offers? Because, part of this container, like when I split it into two, it's going to be different, but this specific container, this is getting to six figures, right? With neuroscience manifestation. So we have to be in action, we have to be selling, we have to be doing all the things. And so I know it comes up a lot. Like this is something that comes up with us a lot, is that your product suite and what you're offering. And so when we got off the call last week, it was like, hey, I'm in a box. I need to offer something different. And I'm really curious what came about that, like what came from that, right? So just let me know if you want to share. And if not, that's okay too. But I want to make sure that I'm holding you to these versions of yourself are telling you, because that wisdom is just like it's what's going to get you to the next level, right? So we want to make sure that when we do these processes, when we get this divine may not be the right word depending on how religious you are. I don't have a problem with it, but let's say inspired, that might be a better word, inspired action. To make sure that we're really listening to it and following through with it, right? And notice if you have resistance to doing that, because if you do, that's the problem, right? Like there's something deeper there. I would imagine that resistance shrank a lot after our detailing session. So ready to offer the larger offer. Yeah, I love that for you. That's great. Okay, so let's dive in. Grab a pen and paper. I'm also going to grab a pen and paper because I want to anybody here that facilitates. Heather's not as much of a facilitator, but Renee and Lindsay, you guys are. I don't know how much you know this. Renee, I feel like actually both of you probably already know this, but I'm going to say either way. There is magic and we have data on it, but there's also magic in, for example, we're going to be doing hypnosis either next week. I haven't decided how I'm going to navigate this because Thanksgiving is next Thursday and I don't think I'm going to have a live call, but I wrote out a hypnosis protocol for us that I'm really excited about, but I think it would be more powerful live. So maybe drop it in the chat if you want to do hypnosis. And if so, would it be better for me to do it on like Wednesday next week? Is that better for you guys? I'm not going to be working on Thursday. So either we can do it another time and I can just do like a pre-recorded, like quick mini training and just upload it. Wednesday works for you. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. So I don't know about Renee and Lindsay. Let me know. Yeah. So yeah, let me know how that is because I have a really good hypnosis protocol I want to do with you guys. But anyways, the point is that I was trying to get to is that as facilitators, we always want to go into the energy that we're guiding people into. So when I'm telling you guys to do stuff, if I can, obviously there's only so much I can do while I'm facilitating, but for me, making sure that I'm even sitting down and going into that energy and connecting is really, really helpful. Okay. Okay. All right. So Renee, let me know for you. I'm just going to grab my pen and paper really quick. Guys, I don't know if you guys know this joke. I feel like Heather might because I was posting about this. Wednesday works for you, Renee? Is that what you're saying? Same time, everybody? Same time? Cool. All right, cool. I'll update that. Guys, also, I think I already said this, but I'm only right now until Heartbeat gets this fixed. I'm only posting the Magic Money calls 1 week in advance, like on a Monday when it's going to be on a Wednesday or Thursday, because people still have access to the link to join the calls. And that was an issue. People were joining calls when they weren't paying. So that was a thing. So that's why I'm doing that. And I'm trying to get that worked out with Heartbeat. So, anyways, just FYI, that's why you're only going to see a lot of aligned as fuck calls and only one money magic call. So FYI on that. Yeah. So anyways, I bought a new notebook and it's like rainbows and unicorns. And you guys know I've been talking about unicorns a lot. I don't know what's going on with unicorns, but that's been coming up a lot for me. But I think Renee may have seen this, but definitely Heather has seen this on my Instagram where people like, I always have the funniest, like girly notebooks, like unicorns and like, I don't know, the funniest things. And I get so many messages from people just about my notebooks. I don't know. They always think it's hilarious, the work that I do. And then I'm over here writing in a unicorn notebook. So just thought that might give you guys a little giggle. Okay. So let's take a minute and I really want to connect with our heart, especially because that's something that me and Lindsay have been talking about. And I really want to connect with my heart. Guys, this is probably one of the most powerful tools that I could ever give you is teaching you how to connect with your heart because that allows us to get in brain body connection. And so it's really, really simple. I've taught you guys this before, but it's always good to have a refresh where we breathe in from the root of our, or for the top of our head and then our root chakra. So we're breathing in, we're meeting at the heart and breathing out from our heart. And so let's connect with our heart and what that energy feels like and color. Like, oh, what is my heart energy's color? And if you don't know, pretend. There's no way to do it wrong. Like, go with pink, whatever. When I connect, mine is always kind of blue. So yeah. So I just imagine this blue light, right? And I'm just gonna breathe it in through the top of my head, through my root chakra, meeting at the heart, breathing out. Breathing in, this color, this light, meeting at the heart, deeply breathing, breathing out. Breathing in, meeting at the heart, breathing out. And just notice, just arriving here in your body, just notice how you already feel a little bit different, right? And I want you to set an intention for dialoguing with money. What is our intention? What do we want to know? For me, it's always the action step to make the money I desire this week. Always, right? If that doesn't feel aligned for you, do something different. If you feel resistance with that, if you feel resistance with setting goals, another good one is is my goal in alignment? Is my money goal in alignment? Is my money goal in alignment? It might just be the intention of I just want to set the intention to have a better relationship with money. But either way, all of my work is based in grounded action. If we are not taking action on the wisdom we're getting on these calls, then what's the point? So you do want to set an intention with the intention being that you will have action getting off this call, whether it's external or not. But definitely be mindful of if your aligned action is always internal work, be mindful of that because that might be your cute little brain trying to skirt around some things. So just be aware, no right or wrong. So just set your intention for money. I'm writing my intention down. And again, if and also if you guys spoke it out loud last week, you might want to try writing it this week. Just playing around and seeing what works better for you. I tend to process better by speaking out loud, but sometimes I like to switch it up. So this week I'm going to write. So just if you would prefer to do it the way you did it last week, that's okay too. But just notice we're just getting clear on what works for us, how we connect into things. Okay. And so again, we're going to ask questions like my favorite question recently has been, what are you trying to communicate to me that I'm not hearing? That's a really good one to start with. Then I'm going to drop some other questions in the chat for you guys as well to help you guys with this. But really dialoguing, really connecting, asking these questions because it will answer. And if you get like stuck, let me know. Drop it in the chat. I'm here to help you. So if you feel stuck, just let me know. I'm so here to help you. And so I'm just going to drop some of these other questions in the chat so you guys have them. They're the same as the ones last week. And I'm just going to hold space. Again, if you guys get stuck, let me know. But if you come to completion, also let me know because your cameras are off and that's okay. Just FYI, I think when we do hypnosis and we start doing like change work and tapping stuff, I need your cameras on. So that might happen in the future, just FYI. But no pressure now, but just let me know so I know where everybody's at. Another really good one is why am I not making the money I desire? It's another good one to ask. I'm just going to type a few more prompts in the chat that came up. I love that I watched Renee yawn. Yawning, guys, yawning is like a thing for us to know that we're moving and processing energy. It's a really good thing. Crying, sneezing, laughing, it's all moving energy. So when I see people yawning or laughing or crying, it's a good thing. Okay, so how can I co create? Why are you not there for me? How do I fix this? How do I create the money I desire this week? What should I sell this week? Should my money goal be higher or less? Or more or less, I think is the correct one. So just checking in with where you guys are. No worries at all. Just wondering how everything is. Take all the time you need. Hey guys, we have about 10 minutes, so let me know where you guys are at. If you need help, please let me know. Okay, good. What was your wisdom? What did money tell you? And specifically notice what overlaps with what your business told you. Why do you think you were having trouble connecting? I'm curious. Breathe in, let your body answer. Busy mind. If that ever happens, bilateral stimulation. You literally cannot have a busy mind and do this at the same time. Can't happen. So if you ever are really in your brain and you're having trouble connecting to your body or whatever you're trying to dialogue, this. Make sure that each hand is going over the center, and that will allow you. Okay. So take a few minutes and try this, guys, and just ask it one simple question. And guys, if that happens again, let me know in the chat. I could have told you this earlier to help you connect in. Right. So just ask it one simple question. Let your body answer. Let this personification of money answer. Notice what money looks like. Notice how close it is. Like money is, for me, I tell you, she shows up as Angelina Jolie Maleficent a lot, and she's so close. She's like right here, and she's like this dark feminine, like almost like sassy and dramatic. And she loves to just tell me all the sassy things. And I can ask her, but I can ask her without a busy brain. I can ask her from regulation. Yes, I love that for you, Heather. I have been waiting for that to come forward for you because this is very much connected to being in a box. Guys, if you look at my numbers that I make, and if you look at my private clients' numbers I make, and even people in the membership, I've had people in the membership do 13K months after struggling and making inconsistent 2 and 3K months, and then making 13K months within 90 days in the membership. I've had that happen with clients. So it's the point of telling you this is that if you ever look at their numbers, if you ever look at my numbers, if you look at Renee's numbers, they don't make sense. The quantum leap won't make sense because when you do this work, it's not logical. It's only logical when you're leading from your brain and not your heart or your body or the brain body connection. Does that make sense to everyone? And in fact, I would say you're doing yourself a disservice by trying to make it be so logical. I don't ever question the logics of it because I know that every time I try to get logical, it's my brain trying to keep me safe and it actually blocks me. So I'm just we've got 5 more minutes. Lindsay, Renee, let me know if you're having trouble. Many was sophisticated man sitting on a seat in the forest. He was peaceful. Was he close to you? Was it easy to talk to? And if you want to continue working with this, connect back in and ask these questions. Yeah. And again, the version of May that shows up for you might change. She or he might not always feel the same or look the same, and that's okay. There's no right or wrong way to do this. We just let it show up how it shows up without trying to think too much. Yeah. So if you were going to, Heather, if you were going to turn that into grounded action of what you were going to do this week, especially taking in consideration what money or what your business told you last week, what do you think that grounded action is? Is it continuing to sell a different package? Is it and doing it through email? What does that feel like for you? And because he felt peaceful, let it feel peaceful. Let whatever action that you're coming in, let it energetically match what he's telling you. Does that make sense? Let it just feel peaceful. Let it feel easy. And just notice. Notice one answer that it gives. Just do it. Mine told me something very similar. Mine was being really sassy with me and was like, get your shit together and just be in action. Because I mean, I've been in action, like serving, I've been on a wait list for my one-to-one. Like I've been in action, but I haven't been doing as much on social media. Right. And so my money told me basically that I was like abandoning her and not getting my shit together and not showing up, and that I need to just do it like without expectation to just do it. And we all know this, but knowing it and embodying it and feeling it are very different. And allowing that embodiment and knowing to guide us. That's a very different thing, very different energy, very different thing. And it also allows our nervous system to perceive it as safe. All right, Lindsay, I'm checking in with you and seeing how you're feeling. Am I present to an agenda but also programming that I don't want to participate in? I feel there's some layers of illusion in front of it, but staticky. Yeah, yeah, for sure. I get that. Um, yeah, and so maybe what might be good for you is you can actually dialogue with resistance, or you can tap on the resistance, right? But sometimes if we really struggle to connect in and we're having a lot of resistance, sometimes the resistance is what needs to be cleared first. Sometimes we need to dialogue with the resistance. Hey, why are you here? What do you feel like you're trying to tell me that I'm not hearing? How can I show up? How can I integrate you? Maybe that's a better way to navigate it. How does that feel? Yeah, of course. And definitely book in your session if that feels aligned. I can help you clear some of that. Um, Heather and Renee both can speak to my sessions and how I navigate that. That's a thing that I can help you do. So maybe that's good timing for you if it feels aligned, right? So I hope this was helpful. Actually, while I have you guys, I do have two questions, specifically one for you, Lindsay. Since you've been watching the replays, is having those weekly action steps helpful or not? Because it's extra work for me and I don't mind to put it in, but if it's not helpful and you guys aren't using it, then there's no point. But if it's like under the video and I've kind of like given you like, oh, this is what we're doing, these are the questions, this is what we're doing, is that helpful for you or no? And obviously Renee and Heather too can answer, but I'm curious because Lindsay's not been on the call, so I just want to hear insight to that. Um, yeah, because obviously I want to show up and support you guys the best way I can, and you guys have to give me baselines of what you need support with and what's working, what's not, so I can show up and serve you to my deepest capacity. So guys, let me know really quick before I jump off, so I kind of know how that's going. Or if you guys have any questions or concerns, let me know. Yeah, it's helpful. Okay, very helpful. Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, I just want you guys to have a quick reference of like, oh, and especially even if you watched it or were on the call, and then just having a quick reference of, oh, these were the questions. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was helpful for you. Lindsay, I don't know if you're still here, but if you could just let me know, and you can always drop me a DM if that's easier. But I just want to make sure that you feel supported and seen and heard, all of you. All of you, I want you to feel so supported, seen, and heard. Of course, I adore all of you, and I'm so glad that you guys were here. And yeah, I will see you next week. So we'll be meeting on Wednesday and we'll be doing hypnosis. How does that sound? Yeah. And guys, if you struggle in between, Lindsay, if you're struggling to connect in or you need support, drop it in the community if it feels safe and comfortable and supportive to you, right? That's what it's there for. I'm there. And if I don't respond, just at me again, be like, hey, did you see this? Because sometimes there's so many like things that I don't see everything sometimes. So, okay. Much love to you all. And I will see you next week on Wednesday. Okay. Bye.